The Story of Freddie Mercury. Chapter 1. Early Life and Musical Beginnings. Freddie Mercury, one of the most iconic rock stars of all time, was born as Farrokh Bulsara on September 5, 1946, in Zanzibar, now part of Tanzania. His parents, Bomi and Jer Bulsara, were Parsi from India, and Freddie also had a younger sister named Kashmira. The Bulsara family followed the Zoroastrian religion and lived a modest life. Freddie's father worked as a cashier for the British Colonial Office, which is why the family moved from India to Zanzibar. As a child, Freddie showed an interest in music. At the age of 8, he was sent to St. Peter's School, a British-style boarding school near Mumbai, India. It was here that his musical talent began to emerge. Freddie learned to play the piano and quickly became known for his skill. His natural ability to understand melodies impressed his teachers and classmates. During his time at St. Peter's, Freddie formed his first band, called the Hectics. They played rock and roll covers at school events, and Freddie's passion for performing was evident even at this young age. Freddie was a shy and reserved child, but on stage, he transformed into a confident performer. His friends at school started calling him Freddie, a name that stayed with him for the rest of his life. Despite his growing love for music, Freddie remained dedicated to his studies, excelling in both academics and sports. In 1964, when Freddie was 17, his family had to leave Zanzibar due to the revolution that forced many families to flee. They moved to England and settled in a small house in Feltham, a suburb of London. Adjusting to a new country was challenging for Freddie, but he remained determined to pursue his dreams. He enrolled at Isleworth Polytechnic, now West Thames College, and later at Ealing Art College, where he studied graphic design. His artistic talents extended beyond music, as he developed a keen eye for visual aesthetics. Freddie immersed himself in the vibrant London music scene, meeting musicians and attending gigs. One of his friends was Tim Staffel, who played in a band called Smile with guitarist Brian May and drummer Roger Taylor. Freddie admired their musical skills and often joined their rehearsals, fascinated by the dynamic sound they produced. Chapter 2. The Birth of Queen. After Tim Staffel left Smile in 1970, Freddie saw an opportunity to join the band. He convinced Brian May and Roger Taylor to continue as a group, and they agreed. Freddie suggested the name Queen, as he believed it sounded regal and theatrical, reflecting his vision of their music. Around this time, Freddie also adopted the stage name Freddie Mercury, inspired by the Roman god Mercury, symbolizing communication and expression. Freddie played a key role in shaping the band's image. He designed Queen's iconic logo, combining the zodiac signs of all 4 members: 2 lions for Roger and John, a crab for Brian, and 2 fairies for Freddie. The logo was elaborate and symbolic, reflecting Freddie's artistic creativity and attention to detail. In 1971, the lineup was completed when bassist John Deacon joined the band. Queen started performing in small London venues, and Freddie's charisma on stage immediately drew attention. His powerful vocals and theatrical flair made their shows memorable. Unlike many rock singers of the time, Freddie treated every performance as a grand event, captivating the audience with his flamboyant style. The band began recording their debut album, working tirelessly in the studio to create a sound that matched their vision. Their first album, simply titled Queen, was released in 1973. While it didn't achieve significant commercial success, it introduced their unique blend of rock, opera, and progressive sounds. Songs like Keep Yourself Alive showcased their potential, and critics took notice of Freddie's remarkable voice. Freddie was a perfectionist, constantly pushing the band to experiment with harmonies and complex arrangements. He wanted Queen to stand out from other rock bands by incorporating elements of classical music and operatic drama. His drive and ambition were crucial in shaping Queen's signature sound. Chapter 3: Breakthrough and Rising Stardom. Queen's breakthrough came with their second album, Queen II, released in 1974. This album marked a significant development in their musical style, featuring more elaborate compositions and layered vocals. Freddie's song Seven Seas of Reggae became their first hit single, earning them more radio play and helping them gain a wider audience. That same year, Queen released Sheer Heart Attack, which included the hit single Killer Queen. This song marked a turning point, reaching the top of the UK charts and showcasing Freddie's talent as a songwriter. The song's sophisticated lyrics and catchy melody highlighted Freddie's ability to blend rock with a touch of glamour and sophistication. Critics praised his vocal range and the band's tight musicianship. As Queen's popularity grew, Freddie's stage persona became more extravagant. He began wearing daring costumes, including leotards and flowing capes, combining elements of glam rock and opera. His energetic performances made him a captivating frontman, and audiences couldn't take their eyes off him. Freddie had an uncanny ability to connect with people, making them feel part of the show. In 1975, Queen released their iconic album A Night at the Opera, which cemented their status as rock legends. The album featured Bohemian Rhapsody, a 6-minute epic that blended rock, opera, and ballad elements. Written by Freddie, the song's complex structure and innovative recording techniques set it apart from anything else on the radio. Initially, the record label hesitated to release Bohemian Rhapsody as a single, thinking it was too long and unconventional. However, Freddie insisted, and the band made a groundbreaking music video to promote it. The song topped the UK charts for 9 weeks and became a global hit. Freddie's theatrical vocals and the song's operatic drama captured the imagination of millions. A Night at the Opera was both a critical and commercial success, elevating Queen to international fame. Freddie's vision of blending rock with theatrical elements had come to life, and he continued to push the boundaries of what rock music could be. His commitment to artistry and his refusal to compromise made him one of the most influential figures in music. Freddie Mercury's journey from a young boy in Zanzibar to the charismatic frontman of Queen was just beginning. His fearless creativity and dedication to his craft had transformed Queen into one of the most dynamic bands of the era. The world was just starting to see the full scope of his genius. Chapter 4: Global Stardom and Creative Evolution. Following the massive success of A Night at the Opera and the groundbreaking hit Bohemian Rhapsody, Queen became one of the most popular rock bands in the world. Freddie Mercury was at the heart of their fame, known for his remarkable vocal range, captivating performances, and flamboyant stage presence. The band's rise to global stardom was just beginning. In 1976, Queen released the album A Day at the Races. Freddie continued to push creative boundaries, writing Somebody to Love, a gospel-inspired rock ballad that showcased his powerful, soulful vocals. The song became another hit, reaching the top of the charts. It demonstrated Freddie's ability to blend genres, combining rock, gospel, and opera into a single masterpiece. By this time, Freddie had fully embraced his role as a rock icon. Performances became more extravagant, featuring elaborate costumes, bold makeup, and dramatic gestures. He loved the theatrical aspect of being on stage and wanted every concert to feel like a grand spectacle. Fans adored his larger-than-life persona, and Queen's concerts became legendary. Queen's next major hit came with the album News of the World in 1977. It featured two of their most famous songs, We Will Rock You and We Are the Champions. Freddie wrote We Are the Champions as a powerful anthem of resilience and victory, and it quickly became a global phenomenon. The song's message of triumph resonated with audiences everywhere, making it a staple at sporting events. During live shows, Freddie commanded the stage like no other. He knew how to connect with the audience, often leading massive sing-alongs and orchestrating moments of unity. Whether performing in small venues or massive arenas, he gave his all. His iconic white tank top, mustache, and signature moves became synonymous with rock royalty. Despite the fame, Freddie remained dedicated to his craft. He was constantly exploring new musical directions. In 1978, Queen released the album Jazz, which included hits like Fat-Bottomed Girls and Bicycle Race. Freddie's creativity never waned, and he continued to challenge musical norms. The album's eclectic style reflected his desire to keep evolving as an artist. Queen's reputation as one of the best live bands was solidified with their 1979 live album, Live Killers. Freddie's dynamic presence and soaring vocals made the recordings feel just as energetic as their concerts. His charisma, both on and off the stage, made him a beloved figure among fans and fellow musicians alike. Chapter 5. Musical Challenges and Personal Struggles. The 1980s brought both triumphs and difficulties for Freddie Mercury and Queen. The band released The Game in 1980, featuring the hit singles Crazy Little Thing Called Love and Another One Bites the Dust. Freddie wrote Crazy Little Thing Called Love as a tribute to Elvis Presley, and it became a major hit in both the UK and the US. The song's rockabilly style showed Freddie's versatility, proving he could excel in various musical genres. However, not all of Queen's experiments were as successful. In 1982, the band released the album Hot Space, which had a strong disco and funk influence. While the track Under Pressure, a collaboration with David Bowie, became an enduring classic, the album as a whole received mixed reviews. Some fans and critics were not ready for Queen's shift away from their rock roots. Despite the criticism, Freddie stood by the album, insisting that music should evolve. Freddie's personal life also became more complicated. His relationship with Mary Austin, whom he once described as the love of his life, had shifted from romance to deep friendship after Freddie accepted his own sexuality. Mary remained a crucial part of his life, and their bond stayed strong despite the changes. Freddie began to explore relationships with men, living more openly than before. He became a prominent figure in London's vibrant nightlife scene, frequenting clubs and hosting lavish parties. Although he embraced his identity, the public and media often scrutinized his lifestyle. In 1984, Queen made a strong comeback with the album The Works. The hits Radio Gaga and I Want to Break Free became anthems, with Freddie's expressive vocals at the forefront. The music video for I Want to Break Free, featuring the band members dressed as women, sparked controversy but also became iconic. Freddie's boldness and willingness to challenge norms kept Queen in the spotlight. The band's live performances remained legendary, especially their show at the first Rock in Rio festival in 1985, where they performed for over 300,000 people. Freddie's ability to energize such a vast crowd was unparalleled. He moved effortlessly from tender ballads to powerful rock anthems, always keeping the audience captivated. However, behind the scenes, Freddie faced personal challenges. His health began to decline, and he noticed symptoms that worried him. Despite this, he kept performing, driven by his love for music and the audience's support. Chapter 6: The Legendary Live Aid Performance. One of the most defining moments of Freddie Mercury's career came on July 13, 1985, at the Live Aid concert. Organized to raise funds for famine relief in Africa, the event took place at both Wembley Stadium in London and John F. Kennedy Stadium in Philadelphia. Queen's set at Wembley became the highlight of the entire concert, often hailed as the greatest live performance in rock history. Freddie, dressed simply in a white tank top and jeans, walked onto the stage with confidence. The band opened with Bohemian Rhapsody, followed by hits like Radio Gaga, Hammer to Fall, and We Are the Champions. Freddie's charisma and powerful vocals mesmerized the crowd of over 70,000 people. His famous call and response with the audience, where he led them through vocal improvisations, demonstrated his unparalleled ability to connect with the masses. The energy was electric, and even the other performers at Live Aid praised Queen's set as unbeatable. Freddie's presence was magnetic, and he held the audience in the palm of his hand. The performance rejuvenated Queen's popularity, earning them new fans and reminding the world of their musical prowess. After Live Aid, Queen's reputation as one of the greatest rock bands was cemented. Freddie's performance became legendary, and even those who had never seen Queen live before became captivated by his talent. The band continued to tour, and their next albums, including A Kind of Magic, 1986, reflected the same powerful spirit seen at Live Aid. Freddie's willingness to give his best, no matter the circumstances, became an inspiring message. Live Aid was more than just a concert. It was a moment that proved Freddie Mercury's unmatched ability to unite people through music. Chapter 7: The Final Years and Musical Resilience. By the late 1980s, Freddie Mercury's health began to show signs of decline. Rumors circulated about his condition, but Freddie remained private about his struggles. Despite his illness, he continued to record and perform, dedicating himself to his craft with unwavering passion. Queen's album, The Miracle, was released in 1989, featuring hits like I Want It All and Breakthrough. These songs carried a sense of urgency and determination, reflecting Freddie's desire to keep creating despite his challenges. Freddie's close friends and bandmates noticed his declining health, but he remained focused on music. The band often recorded in isolation, avoiding public appearances to protect Freddie's privacy. His determination to continue working inspired his bandmates, and they rallied around him to support his vision. During these years, Freddie collaborated with Montserrat Cabal, a Spanish opera singer, on the album Barcelona, 1988. The title track became an unexpected hit, combining rock and opera in a way that only Freddie could envision. The collaboration showcased his love for grand theatrical music and proved that his creativity remained vibrant despite his health struggles. By 1990, Freddie's illness became more apparent. At the Brit Awards that year, he made a brief appearance, looking visibly frail. Fans noticed his changed appearance, but he did not address the rumors. Privately, Freddie knew he was fighting a losing battle, but he refused to let it define his legacy. Queen's final album with Freddie, Innuendo, was released in 1991. The title track was a powerful and dramatic piece, reminiscent of Bohemian Rhapsody. Songs like "The Show Must Go On" carried a haunting message of resilience and endurance. Brian May later revealed that Freddie insisted on recording vocals despite his physical weakness, determined to complete the song. His voice remained powerful and passionate, capturing the raw emotion of facing life's final challenges. On November 23, 1991, Freddie issued a statement confirming that he had AIDS. It was the first time he publicly acknowledged his illness, and he expressed gratitude to his friends and fans for their support. Just one day later, on November 24, 1991, Freddie Mercury passed away at his home in London. He was 45 years old. Chapter 8. A Global Farewell. Freddie Mercury's death sent shockwaves through the music world. Fans around the globe mourned the loss of a legend whose voice and spirit had touched millions. Tributes poured in from fellow musicians, celebrities, and fans. Newspapers and television channels around the world reported the sad news, highlighting his extraordinary contributions to music. The remaining members of Queen, Brian May, Roger Taylor, and John Deacon, were devastated. They knew that the world had lost not just a rock star, but a truly unique artist who had changed the face of modern music. To honor Freddie's memory and raise awareness of AIDS, they decided to organize a tribute concert. On April 20, 1992, Wembley Stadium hosted the Freddie Mercury tribute concert for AIDS awareness. The event featured some of the biggest names in music, including Elton John, David Bowie, George Michael, and Annie Lennox. The surviving members of Queen played alongside guest singers, performing Freddie's most iconic songs. The atmosphere was both celebratory and emotional. George Michael's rendition of "Somebody to Love" became a standout moment, capturing the spirit and energy that Freddie had always brought to the stage. David Bowie and Annie Lennox's duet on "Under Pressure" also moved the audience, reminding everyone of Freddie's unparalleled talent. The concert was broadcast globally, raising millions for AIDS research and becoming a significant cultural moment. Through music, Freddie's friends and admirers honored his legacy, reminding the world that his spirit would live on through his songs. In the years following the tribute, the remaining members of Queen struggled to move forward. John Deacon, deeply affected by Freddie's death, decided to retire from public life, participating only in a few projects. Brian May and Roger Taylor continued to keep Queen's music alive, later collaborating with other artists to bring their songs to new audiences. Today, Queen continues to tour with Adam Lambert as the lead vocalist, performing the band's greatest hits to packed arenas. Although no one could ever replace Freddie, Lambert's voice and charisma bring a fresh interpretation while respecting the legacy that Freddie left behind. Freddie Mercury's story is one of courage, creativity, and unyielding passion. His music continues to bring joy and strength to those who hear it, reminding the world that legends never truly die. As long as people listen to Queen's songs and remember his powerful voice, Freddie Mercury's spirit will live on.